Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 13, text 47, in the matter of the descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. Evam sanirvinna mananripo grihan nishita buddhaya mahodayodaya alabdha nidro anupalakshito nribhi hitva gato vena subham prasuptam. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Thinking like that, King Anga could not sleep at night. He became completely indifferent to household life. Once, therefore, in the dead of night, he got up from bed and left Vena's mother, his wife, who was sleeping deeply. He gave up all attraction for his greatly opulent kingdom, and unseen by anyone, he very silently gave up his home and opulence and proceeded towards the forest. Purport. In this verse, the word Mahodayodayat indicates that by the blessings of a great soul, one becomes materially opulent. But when one gives up attachment to material wealth, that should be considered an even greater blessing from the great souls. It was not a very easy task for the king to give up his opulent kingdom and young, faithful wife. But it was certainly a great blessing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that he could give up the attachment and go out to the forest without being seen by anyone. There are many instances of great souls living home in this way, in the dead of night, giving up attachment for home, wife, and money. So the story of Dhruva is over, and his descendants, Anga, Vena, and next Prithu. So we were hearing how due to destiny, these unfortunate things happen. Things that we don't like, things that we don't desire, also come and fall on our lap. When desirable things fall, we are very happy. We are very grateful to the Lord. When undesirable things comes and fall, then we'll blame. We'll look for whom to blame. Blame the wife. Blame the gods. But seldom we see people blame themselves. Because destiny is nothing but something which is created by us. Some people say, my destiny, as if somebody has made it. Destiny is not made by anybody. Destiny is made by oneself, by his activities in his previous lives. That makes his destiny. But what happens in this material world is that you cannot say, sorry, delete, computer, delete, escape. No. Once done, then it is done. Once an activity in this material world is done, then the only thing is to now wait and enjoy or suffer the result. There is no option. That is why this material world is considered as a very, very dangerous place. Having done something, you cannot pull it back. You don't have an authority. We are bound like a prisoner. He has no chance to get out until the stipulated period is done. Same way, having done things in this material world, unless we enjoy or suffer the reactions, we cannot go out. And so many activities are done in this lifetime. Many lifetimes. Hundreds, thousands, millions of lifetimes of activities are done. And all that is recorded by the Lord Himself, by His supreme intelligence. And it's all awarded. Material computers, material people, you can say somehow I hope the clerk makes a mistake. and it doesn't come in the accounts. But that is not the case. The whole material universe is full of energy, and the Lord, Vividhaiva Shruyate, He acts in this material world with the help of so many energies, and those energies are all around us, and you cannot escape those energies. There is no question of doing something without anybody's knowledge. Let us do something, nobody will know. There is no question of nobody will know, because you are sitting in a mass of this energy which will absorb anything is coming out of your mind, anything coming out of your action, anything coming out of your mouth. Everything is absorbed, everything is noted, everything is accounted for. So destiny created by ourselves, by our past activities. So the only way to get out of that is to be part of something other than this material world. Actions are part of this material world. Destiny is part of the material world. Our actions are part of this material world, but we are not part of this material world. So see the irony. We, who is not part of this material world, comes and gets entangled in this material world unnecessarily. We always give an example of people who unnecessarily get involved in others' life and get entangled. Right? You go to somebody's house, you are a guest in somebody's house, right? And in the night, you have been given a room and you're sleeping, but you hear a lot of fight going on in the next room. The husband and wife is fighting, right? Now you can just shut up and keep yourself to yourself and sleep. But then you think, why this fighting? Let me go and try to help. Finished. He goes and tries to get involved in their affairs, he gets entangled. As long as he doesn't open his door and go and open his mouth and say, what is it, can I help you? He's safe. The same way, as long as we keep ourselves shut in this material world, we are safe. The moment we start put our finger in this material world and start meddling with that, we get entangled. This is the energy of the Lord. This is the Maya Shakti of the Lord, which captures us. But then who started it? We started it by thinking that I am to be involved. I need to be involved in that. I need to enjoy that. Or this belongs to me. I need to save it. I have to protect it. I have to earn more. So by this action of ours, which shows we are involved in this. And I want to protect something, I'm involved in that. I want to earn something, I'm involved in that. Then we get stuck. So the material world is created in such a way that the free will is given, and the Lord will say, I didn't do anything. I created this world. You went yourself into that world, and now you're stuck. Don't blame me. So this doesn't happen because everybody is trying to blame something or the other than himself. So first, we need to know that there's nobody other than ourselves who is to be blamed or praised, whatever it is, for our today's position, which may be auspicious, which may not be auspicious. So material world, there are many auspicious situations. And to get into auspicious things, we follow dharma. When dharma is followed, then auspicious things happen. Always. So in olden days, Vedic times, people always do dharma, act according to the principles of the Shastras, so that they don't get the negative impact of this material world, but they get the positive impact of this world. That is one way to exist in this world. But we never see anybody who is always escaping the negative things of this material world, because the negative world, this material world, has the tendency to involve us. Even though it is said that piety makes more piety, if you are a pious person, then more and more pious opportunities come to us. And if you are a sinful person, more and more opportunities to do sin comes in this material world. So even if you are a pious person, there are so many stories of great kings, great brahmanas who want to do a lot of charity so that they can enjoy in the heavenly planets. After the heavenly planets come down to this material world and still enjoy and still acquire piety. So those people who know the technique of remaining enjoying in this material world, they sometimes do these punya activities. But like you heard the story of the king who donated a lot of cows, and one cow came back. He didn't do anything, he came back. That cow gave to somebody else. And that man knew this, the cow went this place. Became a big case. Brahmana, Shapa, finished. The material world is such a sharp place that even without committing anything, without doing anything, without even thinking of committing sin, sin happens. So it is not possible for a person to always dodge the negative impact in this material world. So the best thing we do, as Krishna says, is to reject the material world, is to reject the auspicious and the inauspicious thing of the material world, which is not very easy. So a devotee, in our case, a devotee's life, we reject good and bad. I like the story, you know the story of the sadhu, story of the wise man who came and gave blessings to many people, right? He came, a very wise man. He came and he saw a very great prince. He has a habit of giving blessings. So he gave a blessing. He saw the great king's son, prince, enjoying. He told the prince, continue enjoying. He told him, Chiranjeevi, don't die. Gave a blessing. Continued enjoying. Then he saw a Muniputra, son of a great Muni. So he told him, Majiva, don't live, die. Right? And then he saw a great devotee, great bhakta, great sadhu. So he saw the sadhu and said, the blessing to you is that Jiva Marova, you live or you die, up to you. And then he saw a butcher. Butcher, he kills, his livelihood of killing. He said that na jiva na mara. You don't die, don't live also. Right? So in this case of a devotee, which is irrelevant here, is that he told, then you can either live or you can die, because it doesn't matter to you, because you are a devotee, you are not involved in this material world. So remaining in this material world also, you are free from it. Freeing yourself from the material world is also free from it. That is the position of the devotee. And that is the exact position we can take in this material world if we want to be free from the influence of the material world. There is no other way. The king's son, the prince, is fully involved in this material world, enjoying a lot of opulence. What is the end for him? He has to suffer. So the wise man said, you better don't die, because once you die, everything is going to hit back. Continue enjoying. Chiranjeevi, better don't die. And in case of the Muniputra, he is a very devoted, very disciplined person, very lot of tapasya. So good that you die, because if you die, you can go to heavenly planets and enjoy all the results of the good punya activities and austerities you have done. Butcher, you are anyway hellish. Your life is hellish. Here also you are in hell. You die, also you will be in hell. So whether you die or you don't die, is the same thing. Same case with the devotee. That you are in this material world, but your consciousness is in the spiritual world. You are totally free from this material world. So whether you remain in the material world or you go out of the material world, you are always shanta. Bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kame, sakala, ashanta. Krishna Bhakta is the only person who is shanta. Anybody is ashanta, because everybody wants something from this material world. So as long as we want something from this material world, we will be creating destiny. And after creating destiny, there is no other way other than to enjoy or suffer the result. But there is an advantage for people who are devotees, which is relevant to us. We come across all different sorts of reactions to our life, but it doesn't really should matter, even though it affects. Because we understand that this material world, everything is temporary. all the good things, all the bad thing which comes to us is temporary. It really doesn't matter whether good things happen to us or bad things happen to us. It should not matter. Because Krishna consciousness is such a nice platform that it doesn't really matter, it doesn't see the past. Any work you want in this material world, it sees your past, right? What is the qualifications you have? Any occupation in this material world. You want to be a Brahmana, the teacher, the guru has to see that you have come from a Brahmana family. Right? Teach a warrior. The teacher has to know that you are from a Kshatriya family. So any occupation in the material world, even in modern days, any occupation you want to do in the material world, your past records are seen. The only occupation where past records are not seen is bhakti. In a joint Krishna consciousness movement, there is no form to fill which says, what were you previously? Well, it is asked just to know whether you are engineer or you are whatever it is, but there is no relevance to what you are, what you were in your past life. No records are asked. Why? Because it's a common platform. It's a level playground as far as Bhakti Yoga is concerned. It doesn't matter whether we have good destiny, we have bad destiny, good mind, good body, good karma, bad karma. That doesn't matter. Some people who have good karma may have a little easier life. Some people who have bad karma may have a little tough life. But as far as Krishna consciousness is concerned, development of bhakti is concerned, doesn't matter. Right? It's like a launching pad. Doesn't matter the strength of the launching pad. Whichever the pad is, you can bounce off. So whatever the material body is, good, bad, average, good karma, bad karma, okay karma, whatever the platform we are in, as far as going back to Godhead is concerned, it is equally available to everybody. Because going back to Godhead, going out of this material world, destiny or actions alone, all these things doesn't matter. Because going back to Godhead only depends upon the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And mercy of the Supreme Lord depends upon how much we are ready to give up this material world, the good and bad of this material world. So proportionate to giving up of good and bad, the Supreme Lord's mercy is available. When the Supreme Lord's mercy is available, then step by step we are loosening our clutches in this material world. So as devotees, when we mature in spiritual life, slowly, gradually, then we become indifferent to the good and bad of this material world. We become indifferent to the good destiny, good providence, bad providence, good things in life, bad things in life. We become indifferent. How do we become indifferent? Because material reality becomes no more a reality. A devotee replaces material reality with spiritual reality. So when material reality is given away and spiritual reality is slowly added to our life, then material good or bad doesn't make a difference to him. So in our day-to-day sadhana, we may say we join 1 year Krishna consciousness, 2 year Krishna consciousness, 20 years in Krishna consciousness, 40 years in Krishna consciousness. What is happening? What is happening to our consciousness? It is replacing material things with spiritual values. Material values are going away and spiritual values are coming. So when spiritual values come into picture, then materially I am rich, I am poor, I am intelligent, I am not intelligent, I am very capable, I am not very capable, I am black, I am white, I am beautiful, not beautiful, I am a good singer, not a singer, I cannot walk, I am lame, deaf, dumb. It doesn't matter. Because a devotee knows that current reality which we are passing through is not a reality. Now that requires cultivation of spiritual Krishna consciousness, cultivation of sadhana. So the process of acquiring knowledge, the process of chanting the holy name, the process of associating with devotees, the process of associating with the Shastras, the process of getting mercy of the spiritual master, all these things add to deleting in our mind this material reality and in putting into ourselves the positive aspects of spiritual reality. Because spiritual life doesn't depend on any of these material values, because material values are all temporary. They are a phenomena of this material world. They are not a reality. My Swarupa as servant of Krishna is a reality, is absolute. But my today's frame of my body, my mind, is not a reality, because that is a result of my past. It's an acquired quality. But being a devotee is not an acquired quality. We say that I come here to become a devotee. No. We have come here to uncover ourselves so that the real devotee comes out. So you don't acquire anything in devotional service. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Vinirmuktam. Be free from all the upadis. We have come fully loaded here. Fully loaded. One by one it has to be given up. And be totally light. Not that I come here now, okay, I'm 10 years in Krishna consciousness. Now I have grown a little fat. 20 years more fat. No. It happens, sometimes we go fat. Actually we should go slim. Slim with karma. Slim in our past activities. Slim in our past habits. And grow fat in spiritual fat. Anyway, it doesn't matter, sometimes we go fat materially also. But what matters is the consciousness. Has the material consciousness been overlapped with the spiritual consciousness? And what is spiritual consciousness? Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Vasudeva is present everywhere. He is a primary energy. He is a primary mover of everything in this world. He is in my heart. He is in everybody's heart. All of us are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, spiritually equal. Every ability in us is part of His ability. All the primary education of Bhagavad Gita. So when that becomes a reality, then the material dukkha, which is not a reality, will not affect us. Until then it will affect us. So people say, how to be free from so much of suffering I have? How to be free? Nobody is going to free us. We have to free ourselves. And the process of freeing ourselves is knowledge. So when this Krishna conscious knowledge comes to us every day. Now acquiring Krishna consciousness is not like acquiring a degree. Go to a college, mug up the textbooks. That doesn't work that way. Knowledge in Krishna consciousness is given, is in a descending process. It's not acquired knowledge. It is a descending process. It comes from top. And anything that has to come from top, from the authorities, scriptures, guru, sadhu, shastra, by the blessings, it comes down. So what do we do? What is our quality? What is our qualification? Just like a qualification of a student is to go on reading. The qualification of a devotee to acquire knowledge, apart from reading and shastra, etc., real knowledge comes, not only theoretical knowledge, we are talking about vijnana, we are talking about applied knowledge. So applied knowledge, that comes only through the mercy. So as Bhagavatam itself says, only by serving great Atmas, only by serving Mahatmas, only by their mercy, only by being ready to be a recipient of their mercy. So the only thing we need to do is to be a recipient. Prepare to be a recipient. So when we start preparing ourselves to be a recipient, what has to come will automatically come. That is spiritual law. When a disciple is totally satisfied with the spiritual master, mercy flows. When the devotee is associating with Vaishnavas in the right etiquette and is in service move, then mercy comes. When we are reading Shastras, not in a competitive mood or in a mood of acquiring it, but in the mood of servitude, by just listening, But just hearing, submissive hearing, when knowledge is received, knowledge is read. So reading the books, we have to be very submissive. Not acquiring knowledge. Okay, I got 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 10 point. Every day go and acquiring points. So I can go and talk to somebody. So that I become very proud of myself. No. Reading of Shastra has to be in a very, very submissive way. So when the reading is submissive, hearing is submissive, then knowledge comes. So our only duty in this material world to be free from dukkha is to be ready to accept mercy, spiritual mercy. So our life should only be dedicated towards, rather than doing this thing or that thing which is important, which I feel in my mind, our duty only should be to be preparing ourselves to be a receptacle. A lot of holes are there in this vessel. Our duty has to be to close the holes. Because water is coming, mercy is coming, but mercy is coming and going. It is not holding. So if we need to hold the mercy, then we have to act as a right recipient. So that is our life in Krishna consciousness, preparing ourselves. Then material reality will no more affect us. Then destiny is not there. So destiny or human endeavor, these two are the great topics of discussion in all Shastras, in all Puranas, in Mahabharata you take, everywhere. This is a discussion. Is it destiny or is it human endeavor? Which is more important? Like Krishna very clearly says, life in this material world is a combination of these two things, destiny and human endeavor. He gives an example of how a farmer, he can prepare the land ready, nicely plow the land, remove all the weeds, keep it all ready, get the right quality of the seeds, keep everything ready. Everything is ready. He has done his endeavor. Day and night, sweating, got the land ready. Nothing is falling from top. No rain from the top. That is destiny. This is endeavor. So unless these two things are combined, you need to plow, you need to remove the weeds, you need to get the best seeds, but you have to wait for the rain. So life in this material world is a combination of these two things. We cannot avoid that. The only way to avoid that is by Krishna consciousness. This is the only process which is tangent to this usual motion of this material world. So, right? We don't want to be a satellite which is circumambulating this material energy. We want to be a satellite, bounce off from the material energy and circumambulate the spiritual energy. Because that is the only place where we get shanti, sukha and satisfaction. Because that is the actual position of the living unity. Unless we go home, we won't be satisfied. So Krishna consciousness is a very, very scientific process. Nothing to do with faith, nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with belief. It is science where whoever follows it gets it. So the processes are there, very, very nice processes, very, very simple processes, very, very enjoyable processes are given. If we take to that, the most important is association, living in the association of devotees. Because only in the living of association of devotees, all our bad things will come out and we realize it and we deal with that. Unless the bad comes out, you won't realize it. It is said that you have to be very, very fortunate to be able to see bad in yourself. We very easily see bad in others. Very easy. No need of any training. But to see bad in oneself, we have to be very fortunate. And one has to be very fortunate also if you have people who can point it out. So one should consider oneself very, very fortunate in the association of Vaishnavas where these things come out and we deal with that. And how do we deal with that? Nothing. Krishna consciously we overcome that with Krishna conscious subject. So when a devotee is sad, what does he do? When a material person is sad, what does he do? He'll go away, take 10 days leave, block his room and sit inside and cry. Self-pity. The devotee, how does he solve his sorrow? only by intaking more and more Krishna consciousness. When a devotee is sad, he goes and reads book. He goes and chants. He goes and attends very energetic kirtan. Everything gone. Everything gone. Of course, hunger and thirst, you have to go and eat prasadam. Certain things are there which you have to go and deal with it in the material world. I'm very hungry. My destiny is very bad. Go and eat. So certain things in this material world we can deal with, but certain things you cannot deal with. Those things which we cannot deal with can be dealt only with the spiritual arm of Krishna consciousness. So it's a free, open level ground for all of us to play our part, to try to be the recipient of the mercy of Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, Krishna, by which slowly, we become totally numb, practically numb to this material, good, bad. That is the only way. Disassociating with that which is not us. So in Bhagavatam also we see so many stories of people who had very bad destiny, but they converted it into Krishna consciousness. You have the story of Chitraketu. He was cursed by Mother Parvati, and he became Rudrasura. He became the great demon. But even though he became a demon, he did not act like a demon. He was most Krishna conscious demon. Even though Indra thought he is his enemy, Dhritarashtra never thought Indra as his enemy. But it happened that there was a fight. So Bhagavatam, you can read the verses, such nice verses of surrender. What is the meaning of surrender? You learn from Dhritarashtra. He gives the example of surrender means just like how anxiously a calf is waiting for the mother to drink the mother's milk. A devotee is anxiously waiting when to get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. He gives so many examples of what is surrender. So great devotee, demon, destiny, but he did not succumb to that. You also have in Upanishads, you see, Nachiketa. His father was a Brahmana, not a very well-to-do Brahmana. He had so many cows, and he would donate all the bad cows. So Nachiketa, a small boy, why are your father giving all the bad cows? Immediately gets angry. I give you to Yama. I'm donating you to Yama. He died. But he was such a intelligent and very inquisitive boy that when he saw Yama, he had many questions to ask him. And all the truth of this material world and spiritual world he got. Prabhupada quotes one of the most important verses in the conversation of Nachiketa and Yama. Nayam pravachanena labhyo. You don't get the mercy of the Supreme Lord by being a great orator, a great listener, a great experienced spiritualist. You get the Lord's mercy only by the prerogative attention of the Lord. If the Lord wants to give you, you will get. That is the secret. That is the final secret. This is what Yamaraj told Nachiketa. Same conclusion of Bhagavatam. You be the recipient, and when the Lord is satisfied, then you get the Lord's mercy. This is Bhagavatam. So no matter what is being destined to us, being a devotee, nobody can stop. No destiny can stop that. Because destiny has no place in Krishna consciousness. Because it is an irrelevant thing. It is an illusion. It doesn't exist. We'll stop here. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna. So when one closes the holes in the pot by not taking sense gratification in any way, either by mind, ego or anything, so what is the mercy that he receives? Because already he is in the topmost platform. What more he needs?
Who is in the topmost platform?
The person who does not ask for sense gratification but only for.
Ah,
So he has closed all the holes now. Prabhu.
he has no.
Holes in the pot.
Keep your mic little away.
Holes in the pot.
Holes to be.
In the pot.
Oh,
Holes.
okay. He has no holes in his vessels. Okay. So
What is the mercy that he will be receiving?
there is no end to receiving mercy because spiritual life has no end. It is a very deep ocean without any bottom. So the pleasure or the mercy or the knowledge or the realization or the special mercies you get from Krishna and his associates are so deep that there's no end to it. You don't finish. You don't ever finish getting, I got enough mercy, enough now. There's no situation like that. It's an unlimited thing. And our heart is such an unlimited ocean also, which can go on receiving mercy. It never finishes. So when Krishna's mercy comes, Krishna, enough, I got enough mercy. No, it's not like that. Our heart is unlimitedly deep to receive Krishna's bhakti. And Krishna is an unlimited depth, deep ocean to receive our service. So it's a competition between Krishna and his devotees. Devotees want to ever satisfy Krishna, and Krishna wants to ever satisfy his devotees. So there's no question of a point where he has nothing more to receive. A beggar always wants to receive, right? There's no end to it. So it's a very deep ocean. We can receive more and more and more. We do not know what it is. That is why we conclude such things. We don't even know what is mercy. Right? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Prabhu, actually, first starting they told husband-wife quarrel, and one guest came and he was quite, if I not enter to that, the problem will not affect. So in our day-to-day daily life, you see some outside, some quarrel happens, a neighbor, or we should, as a devotee, you should be silent, or we can make a compromise to that family because they accept something from us because he is like
I
that.
can't hear anything. Can you tell me what is he asking? What the question is? A guest, we became a guest in house and we interfered in their activities, yeah? As a devotee, you shouldn't be help others. When the husband and wife is fighting, shouldn't we go and solve their problems? No. No. A devotee's first duty is to help himself. So as a devotee, we should help ourselves. We should run away from such situations. Because solving a husband and wife's problem is not going to solve our problem. And if you're a brahmachari, definitely not. So save yourself before saving the world. Krishna will take care of the world. Sometimes we think, I'm a great preacher, I'm the next Prabhupada, I want to save the whole world. But you will find yourself somewhere else. So we should save ourselves. Whatever situation is positive for Krishna consciousness, we accept. And whatever environment which is not positive to Krishna consciousness, we leave. And if a state comes when you are a great devotee, when you can handle all these things, then Krishna himself will decide which house you should go and whose problem you should solve. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.